Hi guys, welcome to Old Guys and New Guitars. My name is Rex Anderson and I'm here with my friend Kerry Jackson, and we have another episode today. Today we are kind of going back to the future. We've got a collection of guitars that can take us back maybe 40 or 50 plus years, and we've got guitars that might get us into the next few years coming up. So we're going to start with one that I find to be kind of a surprising guitar for many people that haven't had a chance to pick up one and play it. I know Kerry has played some of the guitars from this manufacturer, but we'll start with this one. So go ahead, Kerry, we'll flip this over and take a look.
Ah, the dreaded Parker. How exciting. Ooh, baby. Oh man, that's really cool. You know, it's funny with Parkers. People have strong opinions, don't they? Like I've talked to people about how cool I thought they were, and they Parkers, they suck. And I don't know what the attitude is. I can't imagine what sucks about a guitar with a neck that feels great. Look at that wood; it's beautiful.
It's kind of the body that's the first reaction, isn't it?
Yeah,
they see that
they see that
little top horn there, and it looks so different and so foreign from everybody else. But this guitar, for those of you that are not aware of Parker guitars, they have quite a history. Ken Parker, who unfortunately passed away in 2025, was a pretty amazing luthier, and spent many of his later years with archtop guitars, which was really his first love. Was those type of guitars. And we're not going to take a lot of time today to go into the history of the Parker Fly guitar, but this particular guitar is derived from that guitar. This one here is over 25 years old. I found this particular guitar here in Phoenix, a gentleman by the name of Chayton Allo. He's with the Arizona Guitar School. A wonderful guy, really a fun guitar player. He plays primarily acoustic guitars, but he had one of these because of the particular pickups that are in this guitar. And he was in the midst of downsizing some of his guitars, so I went and spent an afternoon with him playing some guitars, singing a few songs, and taking a look at this Parker. This particular one is called the P38. And it does not have all of the high technology that was in the original Parker Flies, but there's quite a few things that did carry through, including the body shape and including the tuners at the top and how they're arranged on the neck.
And of course, the very distinctive peg head.
Yeah,
the strings hanging out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, and it has a maple neck on it. And it not a very thick neck, fairly thin when you feel it. But I think the most unique things about this, I'll reach here for a little sheet of paper that came in there. So this was back in the early 2000s that this guitar was manufactured in Korea. And at that time, Ken Parker was still associated with the company, and he and his fellow collaborator later, Larry Fishman of the Fishman pickup fame, they were having these made down in Korea, whereas most of the other ones were made here in the US. And so it is a lower cost model of a Parker, but it does have some interesting things that you probably already spotted. It does have the 2 single coil pickups and a humbucker in here. But more importantly, it has this piezo pickup system in it. So each of these has a separate little piezo pickup in it. So it allows you to switch between sort of a more acoustic guitar sound to it, I guess electrified acoustic guitar sound, and then being able to do all kinds of combinations on it. What's your initial reactions, Kerry, just picking up the guitar and what you're seeing and how you're feeling about it?
Well, really, I've always wanted to check one of these out. You know, the original idea of a Parker Fly is they were very different. They were made out of soft woods instead of hardwoods because he liked the sound of it. he actually got the technology from Stradivarius and old violin makers when they discovered if you looked at the finish on those old guitars, they were full of ground diamonds. So they could get away with some tone woods, some soft woods, because the actual finish that they put on it made the whole thing hard as a rock after it dried up, right? So that was the idea of like the solid body Parker Fly. And it was a very high end guitar. Some people loved him to death. You'd see Adrian Belew, for instance,
Yeah.
played a ton of them. He loves them still, I think. Um, but they weren't for everybody. So I think by the time this one came out, well, let's see if we can get a good manufacturer like in Korea, which is a good place to make guitars, by the way. Um, a lot of good, really good factories and stuff. And let's make one that the public can afford, but still have it be really cool. So I think that's where we get the bolt-on idea. But look, it's a serious bolt-on with like the aircraft quality bolts going through a metal shaft in the body. That's like a Steinberger bolt-on or something. That's more solid than a single piece almost. Um, and then just the good old Strat with a humbucker idea. Maple neck, really pretty wood. Does it say what the wood is?
Yeah, it's an ash body on
Ash.
the
Okay,
wood. Yeah.
it's a nice light piece of ash.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Um, that what a nice piece of ash. There, I said it.
Yeah.
Um, sometimes ash can be really heavy, so this is very comfortable, very nice. So it's cool. This is what you're talking about, Back to the Future. We've gone kind of retro. It's got a mother of toilet seat, a pick guard on it, and just a classic cherry finish and a maple neck, and yet the futuristic, wild, a Parker look. And
So
then,
the
yeah, it's an acoustic electric too, because of these pickups that you normally just find on an acoustic guitar.
So
So
the original Parker Flies, he had an exoskeleton concept. So when you're talking about the soft woods, he would then cover it in sort of a carbon fiber type
yeah,
of around it that was really there to give structure to that guitar and hold it. And they were really solid guitars, known for staying in tune and all that
yes,
stuff. So when we get down to these models that came out in the early 2000s, we don't have that technology
no,
at work, but we do have the body shape still, and he is using a fairly, it's not a heavy guitar in any way, shape, or form.
and it's really solidly constructed. I
Yeah.
mean, that is not like a neck that's going or anything. That is as solid as a rock.
So some of the other characteristics on this particular model, this is called, once again, the P38. It's got a 12-inch radius on it. So not super flat, but a little bit of a curve. It's a 25.5-inch scale length on the and the frets
It's
are
a Fendery scale there.
yeah, sort of a medium jumbo fret on it, 22 medium jumbo frets. And then
It's like a really nice piece of rosewood.
yeah, and the bridge has a custom Wilkinson vibrato bridge featuring the Fishman piezo pickups in it. I have been advised that if you want to use the whammy bar, which this one had with it, which is kind of cool, they said the piezo doesn't respond well to that. So it's better to use it when you're using the magnetic pickups, the
Right.
humbuckers and the single coil. Um, so yeah, one humbucker, two single coils,
And
and
it's active somehow. I notice a battery.
yeah. The active is probably the
Oh,
piezo part. Yeah,
I'm sure it is.
yeah.
Come to think of it, it would have to be,
And
huh?
I did just change the battery out on it yesterday because I was getting a little crackling on it. All I've done. This guy was so nice, Chayton Allo, to sit and talk and play guitars, and I really brought the guitar home, and then it sat in this case here for a few weeks. I've been busy on other projects, but over the last couple of days, I've taken it apart a little bit, cleaned everything up. I went inside, tried to spray some deoxit in there on some of the pots because I was getting some scratchiness. There's still a little bit there, but it's much better than it was. But I haven't done a setup on it. I did go in and adjust the. Let me look at this one. What did I do on this one? No, it was the intonation wasn't too far off, so I pretty much left it. So on the controls here, Kerry, this one down here, if it's all the way in the back, that's the piezo, and then this is combining it.
Both
both the front,
magnetic
yeah,
and
and then the front is all of these, and then this is your switch. So all the way back here, you're in the humbucker, and then you can move up and blend, center, blend all the way up to the front. And you've got a volume control down here for the magnetics, and this is your volume control. I think that's right. Volume for that, and
just like
I'm not
master
certain.
maybe.
Yeah, I'm not. I have to. I'm not sure
Or
about
this
that.
could be volume and tone for,
Yeah,
well, we'll find out.
yeah, yeah. This would be the magnetic pickup volume, and this one
It's
would
got
be
that
the. This
location
is
I
the
like.
tone. Yeah, this is the tone. Now that I look at it. So, have you played any of the Parker flies over the years?
Yeah, the actual original ones,
Uh huh.
are pretty amazing. But I've always wanted to play the Stratty ones,
Uh huh.
and this one's a pretty specific, cool one. And I like that it's made in Korea and stuff, and still has such quality, because that tells me that they were trying to broaden their horizons and not be such a boutique guitar. Like, can we make a really cool guitar that more people can afford and still doesn't really cut corners? I mean, I don't see anything about this that's a cheap knockoff, or oh, obviously not the American guitar. I mean,
String through there
yeah,
for restringing it. Yeah, I put new strings on it, so I try to
yeah,
stretch them a little bit, but we may, when we go to tuning this up, have to kind of dial it in a little bit more. And I'm just hoping that the other thing I noticed, that kind of the more it warms up, it seems like everything gets to be a little bit better. I don't know why that would be. Maybe the capacitors or something in there. I'm not certain why it sounds better
oh,
after
really?
it's sort of, particularly on the piezo. But it could also be that I put deoxit in there, and maybe it takes a little while for it to have a good effect on it. I try to move the knobs around quite a bit. It's a lot less noisier than it was
I like the
the other day.
fretboard width is nice. It's not.
Yeah, yeah. It seems very
It's a little
comfortable.
thinnish this way, but not in a bad way.
Of course, we're dealing with a guitar that is, yeah, over 25 years old, and the frets, they feel really good.
Oh
The
yeah,
edges of the frets, the top couple of them probably, are showing a little bit of wear on some of the strings, but where you play down below, it's hardly been touched.
and they feel good
Yeah,
this way too. I don't
yeah.
feel any sharp, weird, poorly placed frets or. Yeah, well, let's tune this baby up.
It's also came originally with a stereo Y cable, so I think,
Oh,
if that's the case, if
oh, I
you,
bet you can send the acoustic out
yeah,
to its own amp.
I'd love to try that and see if that works. Yeah, so you could split it, and
Yeah, that makes sense, huh?
yeah, and yeah, so that's kind of the heart of this thing. So we'll take a few minutes here to tune up the guitar, plug it into our amps today, and we'll come back and run through its bases. Okay. Hey guys, welcome back. Well, we have the P38 by Parker Guitars all tuned up and ready to go. Today we've got it going from Kerry's pedal board into a Princeton reverb amp and into the board. And we're going to start by just having him kind of explore the pickup setup on the guitar and get some tones with. We'll do it initially with not too much additional effects on it, and then we'll let him just go crazy on the stuff that he likes to play with, the different options that he has.
I'll do a real straight, just, turn on the amp, leave it clean sound so we can hear these darn pickups. So this is magnetic, these guys only, and we'll save the piezo, for later. So let's just go down the thing here. Neck pickup. Clean, nice.
Cool.
Then position 2, which should be a very stratty strat sound. Yeah, that's a Strat
Yeah.
sound. That's the tone, right?
Yeah.
Big sweep on the tone there. Yeah, that gets that thing. And then a lot of Strat fans just love that pickup. You know how many people play Strat that don't ever play anything but that pickup?
Really?
Over the years, I was surprised to find that out. As I talk to guys that just love their Strats and that's all they ever play, I thought they were always all over the place. It's like, no, 90% of the time, that's all they use. Okay.
Wow.
I guess because it's in a good location. It's still got the twang and the ping of a single coil, but it's not down here where it's like ice pick brights and stuff. Okay. And then this kind of tickled me to death here, because I was wondering, when you got a humbucker and a single coil, it's like, well, that's not really a Strat anymore. Not that it's not great to have a humbucker on a Strat, because then it can be like a Les Paul and a Paul Reed Smith and a whole other sound when you just do the humbucker. But they did a great thing here. I can tell by the sound that when you're in position 4 there, we're only grabbing one coil of the humbucker. I don't know which one, but I would assume maybe the closest one, but it could go either way. So now we've got 4 whole settings of that toggle switch that are true Strat single coil fun. The neck, position 2 with the neck in the middle. And then this, very Stratty.
Yeah, in this little sheet that was included with the guitar, in the very small print, it says that the inside coil of the bridge humbucker and the middle single coil pickup.
Nice.
So that's exactly what that's doing there. And then when you go all the way to the back, you'll get the humbucker.
Well, how versatile do you want then? Because you really pretty much have a true Strat for you total Strat fans. But then the last second there, we're in humbucker heaven. And as much as I love a Strat, sometimes in certain songs and stuff, if it, when it's supposed to sound less polished or whatever, it's not quite right to have it sound too Strat-like. Cool.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying this guitar. Just the variation that we've seen in the front, and we haven't really even gotten to the piezo side of the world yet.
Really?
That adds a whole other voice to it.
It's a good humbucker, huh? Sustain, anyone? Oh man, yeah, it's got all the... Now we got distortion on the position 4. Famous middle pickup. But let's hear those other pickups. Very cool. This has a lot of tone on the tone knob, more than a Strat, I think. That's pretty interesting, huh?
Wow.
Kind of took the highs out of it. Let's hear what that sounds like. Some clean stuff.
So on the magnetic pickup, Kerry, what are you thinking about?
Yeah, a lot of tone to work with. Well, I would think any Strat fans would have their dreams fulfilled by how this sounds. A guy playing funk gig or country or blues or whatever he likes on his Strat, he wouldn't be complaining about what this sounds like. And I like, 12-inch radius and a little wider fretboard. And the frets are nice because they're not, what'd you say, medium jumbo or something?
Yeah.
Because the frets are too jumbo, then you got kind of, Buick bumpers there that the intonation starts getting off on them because they're so big and fat that they're a little iffy about the intonations. This seems like just the right amount of fatness on a fret.
Well, so now why don't we go ahead now and we'll go to the other side of the world for this guitar and what's happening over in the piezo side. And we get to that by flipping this switch all the way back.
So this little toggle down here,
There we go.
if we go all the way toward the bridge, that's still a master. Nope, that's not even the master for that. This is. Okay, yeah, you're in separate. Well, and that's great because if you use the stereo chord idea, a lot of guys have acoustic amps, some nice California Blonde or some old Crate acoustic amp or something. You could set your acoustic amp to be real friendly to your piezo there and have your total electric acoustic by itself when you want. And then when you do that, you mix them with these, but they both have their separate volumes, so that's really sweet. Because I can see even when you're playing electric, sometimes dripping in a little bit of that, especially on some jangly sound. Well, even on distorted sounds, right? Mm-hmm. It would, coming out of another amp, it would just give you a whole other perspective. Yeah, and that's just it. That's the volume for that.
Just volume.
Get pretty soft sounds. But you could get a jangle going that would certainly cut through the band.
I think my favorite thing, now that you've messed around with that, is when you move this to the middle position, you're going to get them combined, and it's really
To go. Yeah, clean, huh?
Let's try something else. I'm going to move the mic from the Vox amp over to the Bose, and I'm going to run the signal into the Bose just so what it can sound like on a more acoustic friendly amp.
Yeah, because these are electric guitar
Let's just try that.
amps still. Yeah, let's go direct in like a PA-ish experience there.
Okay, guys, so I just did some rearrangements, and I set up a guitar cable going into a little mini Bose PA over here, so we can experiment with this piezo setting going into more of a kind of a neutral PA type of speaker, and then we'll experiment with that and then switching around, and then I'll turn back on the Princeton over here through a selector that we have down here. So this right now is just the piezo going through a little PA system and then being mic'd with an SM57 and into the board. Very different from the Princeton, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, well.
Let's try now. Let's try mixing back in the magnetic pickups a little bit. Once again, still through the Bose amp. Now let's try putting both the Princeton amp on one side and the Bose on the other side. Wow, really fills out the room here. We're sitting in stereo.
So now live you get a really weird thing because they do sound different from each other, but they're one guitar playing one thing.
So that is the Parker P38 in kind of almost pseudo stereo for us.
Well, it's really cool. It's a really great Strat. So just as an electric guitar, you could have fun all night playing this thing. Has a really solid, good sounding Strat with humbucker with 4 whole complete, really nice Strat sounds, and then smack it over all the way there to the bridge, and you're in Les Paul land. So if that doesn't cover most of the stuff you can play in one night, I don't know what does. But yeah, the piezo is really neat, and especially we found out when you stick it in there as a double amp thing and just have the piezo go to 1, because we've just barely tapped into the possibilities that could have.
Yeah, if we got a stereo cord in this, we could split them both. Right now, they're both getting the same signal, but that amp is reacting very differently to the piezo than that amp is.
Yeah, so this isn't even true stereo.
Yeah,
Rex has a splitter box so we can go to 2 amps that sound different. But yeah, this can actually be, these magnetics can go to 1 amp, and this can go to the other, and another amp, and that must be really stereo-ish, depending on what you end up getting dialed up. That's piezo only. And then magnetic and piezo.
Well, thanks again, and another special thanks to Chayton Arlo, who got this guitar for me, or I purchased it from him after he had enjoyed it. And we'll look forward to coming back with another episode. We hope you guys enjoy these. We love to hear your comments, and please like and subscribe to our channel. We're growing steadily. I think we have over 20 videos out now. We try to put one out every 2 weeks. And we've got a few things coming up this year. One is Valerie and I are heading back to England in the Lake District in September. So we hope to meet up with some other guitar enthusiasts when we're in England, doing some hiking around there. If I didn't mention today, but if you are around the Valley and looking for opportunities, keep an eye out for Kerry's. One of the shows that he participates in is the Lennon Legacy Show, and we just went to one of those last week, and it was really enjoyable hearing John Lennon songs, many of the songs that you just don't hear with a full live band, and particularly some of his later stuff that he put out on the last couple of albums that came out after his death.
Isn't that nice? You don't get to hear that stuff by a band. Yeah, it's been real awesome.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.